This is Mary at the.meri.atelier, and it is Friday night, and this is the last stream of our hop. Yeah, we have certainly had a good hop today, haven't we? A really happy holiday hop. Excellent videos in the morning, and let me get out here to my live stream. Hold the phone. Come on. There I am. And we've ended up with Shelly. Hi, Aunt Beck. Hi, Sherry Van. Hi, Allie Kay. Hi, Renee. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to take you on a little ride this morning. It's almost morning. This evening. But first, let me go out here and review the evening hops, because we started out with Deb Farrell, and she showed us how to make these wonderful paper wreaths, and then she ended up with showing us, demonstrating how she makes these big fluffy bows. Oh, that was cool. And then after Deb was Diana, Artfully Blind with Diana, and she was showing how to make various ornaments with the family. Like she showed how to make this reindeer out of a paper sack, how to make a wreath. What was it? Oh, she did a God's eye weaving, which was really cool. Very good, Diana. And then came Beth Schuler and her wonderful felting. Beth was felting a hat on a little Santa Claus, and she was showing us some of the felted ornaments that she makes. Yeah, I want to start felting maybe next year with Beth. And then Ann Lahr was decorating her Christmas tree. So Ann Lahr had some of the neatest ornaments, very cool ornaments. And then there was Crafty Shelly, Crafty Mama Shelly, and bless her heart, she went for an hour and a half tonight. It was so good to see Shelly back. It was so good to see Shelly back. Man, she was just sitting there working in her art journal, chatting with everybody. Very good to have you back, Shelly. Hi, Jude. Hi, Jill. Welcome, everybody who's coming in. Allie Kay, Renee, Aunt Beck, Lori Pink Girly. Hi, Cass. Welcome, welcome. I saw you over at Shelly's tonight. Welcome. There's Shelly. Well, I thought I would show you, since it's Christmas, I showed our tree the other night. Let me take the phone off the hook. We're going to take you for a little ride. I forgot to show you my Charlie Brown tree. Hold on, let me get my phone unplugged here. Oh no, I don't want to cancel. I don't want to stop streaming. So I'm just going to put my hand, you're just going to see the palm of my hand for a minute. We're going to go out to the living room. It's dark, the dining room is all dark. I showed this the other night. Our Christmas tree is there. It has a lot of lights here. It has kind of like a few lights up at the top. He ran out of lights. My brother decorated. He said, I ran out of lights, but I like it anyway. And then we have a little lighted village. My brother painted most of these houses, and they're really nice during the day too. You're seeing them in the dark. And then we've got some more decorations out on the window. So let me come over here and turn on the dining room light here. And I'm going to take you over here and show you my poor little Charlie Brown tree. You're going to see my shadow if I don't come at it the right way. This is my Charlie Brown tree that I made last year. It sat on this kind of a little, I don't know, table coffee type thing. And this door actually goes into my craft room. So I don't know why they have a door there, but they do. And they got an ornament that's been up here for happy camper for as long as I've been here, we never take it down. So, but I decorated my little Charlie Brown tree. I made it last year just out of a branch that fell off of a tree, and I painted it white. There is plaster of Paris that it's stuck in. And then I ran out of, you know, I just said, this poor Charlie Brown tree, let me come over this way. This poor Charlie Brown tree kind of swoops around that way. I mean, it's a real Charlie Brown tree. And I have some of, you're going to see my shadow here because of the lighting. I have some of Lori's light bulb ornaments on it. I think that's a Santa Claus. I got peppermint patties here. I got the Grinch. I got, let's see, the Grinch is up over this way. And there's another one. Oh, yeah, there's, I'm not sure who that is. Sylvester the cat? I'm not sure. Lori could tell us who that is. I have a Santa Claus one too, somewhere. I don't know where it's at. Oh, it says that? Yeah, here's the Santa Claus one. And then I have these big button ornaments that I made out of these buttons that I got when I still lived in Madison. And I have several of those. And I found them this year, so I put them on my tree. I think Cheryl sent me this candy cane. There's a candy cane someplace in here, a beaded candy cane. I don't know where it's at right now. But anyway, I wanted to show you my Charlie Brown tree. So, and behind that, some photo albums of my grandniece. And when I first moved here, my brother had this whole little thing filled with photo albums. And he says, you can take them upstairs. So I took them all upstairs, including those. Well, he came in and said, what did you do with my granddaughter's photo albums? So I had to go back upstairs and get them. Yeah. Hi, Deb. So, and then we got some little decorations down around. My brother had liked to paint all of these. He did a lot of painting. He doesn't do that anymore. That's just our furnace. And here's our tree. You can see it better with the light on it. The lights are lit up here. And I just left it as he decorated it. He has some wildlife. It's turning. The tree is turning, but he's got all sorts of wildlife ornaments on it. Yeah, and then behind that is his pop can, several shelves of his pop cans. And those are some of my boxes. My sewing machine is way back over there. I haven't taken it out yet. And let's see, I guess I'll show you this corner. We have this doll that belonged to my brother's significant other. This is a big, huge doll that was made by a doll artist. And she's sitting on a chair. I call her like an Alice in Wonderland doll. We had another one that was riding, about this size, that was riding a bicycle, a little tricycle, and she was carrying a wagon with another doll in it. And I said, that needs to go to one of her granddaughters. So I gave one of her granddaughters a choice of whether she wanted this doll or the one on the bicycle. And she chose the one on the bicycle. But all of this was her Coke collection. And there's a light here that lights up. We never light it up. And then there's a Coke Santa on a sleigh there. So this all belonged to her. There's a Christmas tree here that lights up. And more Coke, all sorts of Coke collections that that we haven't sold them yet. My brother, he sees them for what they paid for them, and he's just not ready to sell them for less. So, and then here's another Coke carousel, and it will turn on too, and it will go around, I think. I'm not totally sure. I don't mess with it too much. And then here's another tree. This one stays up all the time. It's a bear hugging a tree. You see, there's a Christmas tree there, and that bear. They did the wildlife theme, and this just stays here in this corner all the time. I ignored it as I walked by. Well, I think it's kind of cool. It just stays there, and more Coke collectibles there. So I just thought I would share. I like it with the lights off the best, to tell you the truth. yeah, and I love the painted village. That's my favorite. I got it all out, and he set up all the lights. So, and I'm just going to go back in. You're just seeing my hand again. Going back in here to my studio. I'm struggling, you guys. I'm struggling to keep this desk clean. I got to clean it off again. I'm struggling with it. We all do. Let me plug you guys back in. Put you back up on the stand. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for coming to the entire hop. I have so enjoyed today's hop. Everybody did a really good job. Just really cool. So many neat ideas. We talked about, Gigi was sharing Swedish traditions, and how cool that was. There are some Kokifemmer collection. Yeah, that belonged to my brother's significant other, and he's just not ready to get rid of it yet. And I figure it's his house, So that's my attitude on that. He's given me this room, and I've collected stuff in here. So I haven't moved my books yet from this one. Oh, I was going to hang this ornament up on my Charlie Brown tree. I'll do that later. I'm not going back in there. I was going to take that ornament out there. I'm going to move my books off the desk here. And I was watching a Martha Stewart video. I put the link in the description box right before the links to our hop. How to make cinnamon bird ornaments. Let me clear my desk off here with all the other paraphernalia here. I'll just clear it off by throwing it all in the corner and over here on my desk. I'm going to use this to kind of catch. This is just an old Tim Holtz mat, one of those mats, desk mats that you can cut on. And I have cinnamon, I have a measuring cup, and we had an old ice cream maker that didn't make ice cream. It stopped. So this is the bowl for it. So I'm going to try to mix this up right in front of you guys. This is my rolling pin right here. It's got a piece of paper on it, but that's what I'm going to use for a rolling pin. And the way I understand it, I hunted all over the place for a big old bottle of cinnamon, because I knew you could get it in this size. Well, I found these sizes. We've got enough cinnamon here to make cinnamon rolls for the next 10 years. But we're going to use this. Maybe I'll make more ornaments. I found this at our... Let me get the quality on my video. It always starts me out at 144 on this tablet. And while I'm here, let's welcome people in. Hi, Deb Farrell and Tim. Oh, you thought I was leaving? No. I'm just starting. Yeah. I was just showing him my Christmas tree. Just a snowman bulb, Mary. Oh, was that a snowman bulb? Okay. Well, I loved it. Oh. Hi, Mary Lou. Artie Dar. Hi, Artie Dar. Artie Dar, did I sufficiently thank you? She gave me a wonderful super chat the other day, and I'm still thanking her for it. Again, see, I haven't opened this yet, so I always open these by stabbing them in the middle and then prying them out, but this one's a little going to be difficult. There we go. And it calls, the recipe, I don't know how much it makes. They show it cut into 4, but I just have a small container. And this is a half cup, measuring cup. And this is how I cook too. He had a little more in there than what I intend. That's about, well, maybe a little more. About a half cup of cinnamon. No, it calls for a cup of cinnamon. So let's go. Whoops. Well, that's a cup and a little extra. Hi, Shelly. Hi, Jill, Sharon Lombard, Cass. Let me go back there. Angie. Hi, Angie. Hi, Diana and Tim. The huge container can always be found with the Hispanics food section. Really? I didn't know that, Becky. Well, I found this at our local store, which I thought, man, I looked at that. I don't know if you guys have a Hy-Vee, but the Hy-Vee stores are large stores in, well, not our area, but in the Grand Island area. And I didn't have applesauce, but I looked up the substitute for applesauce was just apples. And you can see I put them in my little magic bullet, and it only calls for a 4th cup. And I'm going to put just a little bit more, and then if I need more, I'll add it. I don't know why. You see my magic bullet didn't get all of it crunched up there, but most of what I put in there. So it only calls for a 4th cup of applesauce, and don't ask me why. And then it calls for a half a cup of glue, and I'm going to use Mod Podge that I also bought at our local Walmart because that's where I could find it. And I guess I needed my scissors for that. What did I do with them? I tucked them in here. We'll get the old ones out. I needed something stronger than my palette knife. And I'm going to also measure that in this measuring cup. Uh-oh, it's pretty thick. Uh-oh. Boy, that's really thick Mod Podge. I wonder how long that was sitting on the shelf. That's pretty thick. I'm going to stir it a little. Now it's coming out. So this is a half cup of, she says glue. Well, I'm going to use Mod Podge because I think that Mod Podge adds a little flexibility, but I could be wrong. And I'm going to clean this out good because this is one of our mixing cups. I won't let glue in it. My poor brother, I've already melted a plastic plate on his burner, and I'm still cleaning that off. Where's my towels? Oh, good grief. There they are. Let's clean this out right away. I don't know how my brother puts up with me sometimes. I'm just going to clean this out right away. Yeah, what was I doing? I can't remember what I was doing, but I forgot that my burner was on. I think I was making a bagel. And I always put my bagel on a tray and put it in the oven to melt the cheese. And I forgot that I had the burner on. I don't know why I had the burner on for some reason or another. And I put the plastic plate holder right on the burner and it melted on it. All right, let's stir this up and see what I have. And I might have to add more of something. Just stir it up here. Looks pretty goopy. It should be moldable though, because they showed theirs being able to mold it. And it feels like I need some more paper towels. And I'm just stirring it with my palette knife. There's a lot of dry down in the bottom there. Have you guys made these cinnamon ornaments? I put a link to Martha Stewart's video in there, and I used that recipe. I'm pretty sure I used everything they called for. They only called for 3 ingredients, so I think I got it right here. Just get it all mixed up. I should have brought a wet towel in here, but no, I didn't, so let's see how. It might need a little bit more moisture. No, I think it's going to be fine. And Janet Baum and I were discussing this in one of the chats, and she said, I wonder if you could use coffee grounds. And I did find a couple videos where you use similar ingredients to make this type thing with coffee grounds. And I've been saving my coffee grounds, but they're not dried out yet. Of course, you get them all wet again anyway. But this feels just a little dry to me. It's moldable, but it's a little dry. I think I'm going to add, shall I add more glue maybe? It's a little dry. Let me be cleaning here as I go. I've got a litter bag over here. I'm going to add a little bit more glue. That might be a mistake, but I want it to stick together. Mary's cooking cinnamon bird ornaments. My sister made these every year with her first grade students. We didn't get to make these in first grade. I do remember, I think I was in 5th or 6th grade. I think it was 6th grade, where we did a cardboard drawing of birds, and we had to put the tail on it, and I made the bird's tail facing up, but that was the wrong way because the bird's tail had to be facing down, and boy did I get reprimanded because my bird's tail was facing up when I pasted the tail to the bird. I pointed the tail the wrong way. I'm not sure about this yet. It still feels a little, it's moldable. Maybe some applesauce. It just doesn't feel right to me. It still feels dry to me. And since we're not going to eat this, I'm just going to use my hands. We won't eat this applesauce. We had some extra apples that needed to be used up anyway. Oh, that feels much better. That feels more moist. That feels more like a moldable clay to me. It was the applesauce that it needed. So you got to get it to the right consistency. And yeah. And as you can see, my magic bullet, when I used those apples and ground them up in my magic bullet, they were dry too, so I added water to it to get the apple. I've never made applesauce before, but I looked up what is a substitute for applesauce because we don't have applesauce in the house. And they said, just put some apples in your blender or your food processor. And I use a little magic bullet. I don't know if you guys know what they are, but it's kind of like a little personal blender. It's called a magic bullet. Well, it's a pretty good little thing. I got it when I was still living in Madison. Okay, now my hands are really... I want to draw a bird. And I'm just going to draw a bird on a piece of paper and cut it out like they did. You can do this with a cookie cutter, but I don't have a cookie cutter in the shape of a bird. And I want a bird. I want a bird like Martha has. Well, similar to Martha's. It won't look like Martha's. It'll be Mary's interpretation of Martha's bird. Mary and Martha. What happened to my palette knife? I knocked it off on the floor. Here, let me get it. So I'll probably be needing that. Good. All right. So let me get out a sheet of paper here. And let me just draw a fast bird on here. And forgive the sluffiness, but I'm having fun. All right. So the bird doesn't, we don't want too big of a bird here. Let me shorten my paper. And it'll probably shrink some. The bird will probably shrink a little, I would think, as it dries. And her birds are fairly long, but I think I'm going to make my bird a little fatter. Well, it needs a better head, Mary. I'm not good at drawing pretty birds. Let me tell. Oh, and it's got to have a tail. Maybe let's start that over again. Let's start with the head. The head, the body, and the tail. And the beak. And it's just going to have a one beak. It's not going to have an open mouth beak. Maybe a little shorter, maybe more like that. And the head. And it's not going to have feet because I don't want them to break off. Does that look like a bird? Looks like a bird to me. And we don't have to worry about wings or anything because this is just going to be the shape of a bird. Okay, let's cut it out. And I'll get 4 of them, which I might need. And let's kind of cut it. Like so. I so enjoyed watching Gigi. She showed all this German scrap that belonged to her mother's collection of German scrap, which is, like I explained earlier, it's like the precursor to die cuts. It's really German die cuts, and they're really cool. And I bought a German scrap from Keisha at one of her sales here recently. All right, we're just going to throw this away. Now I'm hoping, because I have this on a mat here, that maybe I'll put a piece of wax paper down. It'll probably be easier to move it. Wonder if I have a bad mode, bird mode. A bird mode. I'm sorry, Deb, I'm reading. She made pie crust. It smells good, Angie. Now, they cut theirs out with a palette knife, so I think I can do similar. And I'm going to call that my bird. I guess it needs a better beak here, though. I don't know about this beak. Well, we'll work with that when I cut it out. Okay, so they take their pie crust, their cinnamon mold, and I can feel some chunks in there. I don't know, it might be a little lumpy. Let me mold it a little more here. It feels like it might need just a little more applesauce, because it just feels a little dry to me. But I don't know, I might be putting too much in. But no, that just feels a little crumbly to me. I'm going to put a little more applesauce in there. It might all crack by the time I'm done. I might have to put it together with texture paste. I am. And my Santa Claus head that I did, it was drying really nice. And then the day that I took it out to show it on stream, it was all cracked. And I looked at it here today. I mended it with tissue paper or napkins, and it's done pretty good mending. But Ann Lars said you should have used texture paste, and I thought that was a really good idea. So if that happens again, I'll use texture paste in. Then Eileen came in, Ron, and she said, Mary, you should have used the styrofoam ball in the center because it has air pockets in it, and that allows the air to circulate so the air dry clay can dry. So I happened to be going to, gosh, I guess that was yesterday morning. I happened to be going to town, so I stopped at Walmart to get, I wanted polyfill for my Santa Claus and styrofoam balls. And, well, first I looked for the styrofoam balls. I mean, for the polyfill. And I found one that was in a box way at the top. So I got this lady to help me. And she was short, so she had to go get a ladder. And by the time we got the box down, and I looked in the box, it wasn't a box of bags. It was one big box of, see, that's still dry. It was one big box of polyfill. And they wanted $28 for it. And I said, well, that's more than I want and more than I need, more than I can pay, more than I want to pay for, and more than I want. And so I looked on the other side of the aisle, on the opposite side, like the aisle was here, and I said, well, that looks like a package. I think that's an apple chunk in there. Let me throw that away. So we went on the other side, and we did see some, but it was on top, and she'd already put the ladder away. So there we were, the clerk and I, she was a middle-aged lady, throwing things at this polyfill. I think this is dry. I think it needs more glue or something in it. See, it's not going to... I'm going to take this and put more glue in it. Do you guys agree with me that it needs more glue? Because I put more applesauce in it. It's wet, but it's not holding together. I'm going to take this and put more glue in it now. Need to put on something stiff because if you move it too much while drying, it will crack. Well, I thought I would pick up the wax paper and just put it on. I have the canvas behind me. And I was going to arrange them on that wax paper on a canvas. You guys aren't seeing that. I'm going to put some more glue in here. I don't think it's going to stick together. I probably got more than I need. This will probably be another fiasco. Martha will say, Mary, you didn't follow my directions. I said 1 cup of cinnamon, 1/4 cup of applesauce, and a 1/2 cup of PVA glue. You put in applesauce and PVA glue until the cows are coming home. But it's not sticking, Martha. It's got to stick together. Right? If I get one bird out of this whole fiasco, I'll be happy. That feels better. Got another lump. I got lumpy applesauce. That's okay. My birds will just have a couple lumps. See, I was going to lift it up like this and set it over on a canvas. Now, let's see if I can roll this out a little. This isn't working. Oh, dear Mary. You guys are going, she's not going to get this done. She's not going to get this done. She comes out a little bit more. So what I'm going to do here, rather than try to lift it up, I'm just going to lift up the wax paper and let it dry on the wax paper, and then see if I can't peel the wax paper off. Spread it out just a teeny bit more. Maybe add a little bit more over here. Hey, if it's a failure, at least I tried. Martha doesn't have to. Martha would probably be booting me off stage, off of my own channel. Get out of here, kid, you bother me. All right, we're going to do it like this, and then I am going to take an X-Acto knife. We'll see how this dries. It might crack. Where's my X-Acto knife? I'm getting cinnamon all over everything. My room is going to smell like cinnamon until the day the cows come home. I can't find my X-Acto knife. That's my cookie tool. Did I put it back from the other time? I think I did. Let me back up my chair a little more. I have to back up my chair to get in my drawer. Well, I got my utility knife. What happened to the X-Acto knife? Why does it always fall down to the bottom? Here it is. I use that to stir with. Okay. Smells good anyway. How do you think it'll dry? You think I'll have good luck or bad luck here? I don't know. I put plenty of Mod Podge in it, so it should. But I don't know. It doesn't want to lift up very good, even here on the scrap, which kind of worries me. Because I probably have too much applesauce in it. We'll see. But it felt so crumbly and dry without it. So I'm just going to move this around. We'll see how it dries. I need to poke a hole in it so it'll have a place to hang. We'll see how they turn out. They might turn out okay with all that Mod Podge in there. I'm not going to worry about it until they fall apart on me. Eileen's probably out there saying, boy, Mary, you sure do things dumb. All righty, hold it. Let me do a little surgery here. Clean my mess up around the edges. And oh. It'll probably all fall apart when it dries, but I'm not going to, I'll deal with it when it falls apart. Or it may stay together, who knows? Let me pull the pattern off. Let me kind of smooth the edges out a little here. It's a nice shape of a bird if it holds together. Now I'm going to poke a hole, I think with a paintbrush. Let me get a little, maybe this. Let's make it down here. Poke a little hole in it for a hanger. That's good. And I kind of want to smooth out these edges. Maybe if I just kind of pinch them. Maybe a little water. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, my hands. I want to scoot this over onto the canvas. But to do that, I'm going to scoosh it on this bird. I mean the bird. I was thinking bird. I'm going to scoosh it on this composition book. Let's see if that works. And I'm just going to pull it off my table. I have to get it. I don't want cinnamon all over the rug. We'll see how this dries. Now they say to turn it every 6 hours. So we'll see. So it doesn't warp up on you. But if my bird warps up on me, I'm not going to matter too much. I'm not going to cry too much about it. So I got a board out behind me. Let me scoosh this out on the board. You can't see this because it's on my floor. And I'm just going to scoosh it on there off the composition book onto the... And I'm going to try to make 4 of them. If I get one out of them out of here, if I get one good one out of 4, I will have considered that a success. And this time I'm going to use real wax paper. I think I had that dollar store wax paper. Didn't have much wax on it. And let's try this again. Let's see how this is. Maybe it's air dried a little. It should be like a clay, like a Play-Doh. And I could make air dried clay ornaments, but let's do the cinnamon because it's fun. And I don't think I need quite that much, but I could be wrong. Now let's just press it out again. And I think when I tried to roll it out the other time, it stuck on me, so I think I pressed too hard. Now let's just press with my hands. It's got a few lumps in it. I think I got lumpy applesauce. Lumpy bumpy applesauce because I processed it in my magic bullet and I probably did not process it enough. And they say about a 1/4 inch. Well, how is my bird going here? Oh yeah, that's fine. This is kind of, maybe I can smooth it out. I'm not pressing too hard on this. because I'm afraid to. I'm just lightly smoothing it out. All right. I'm not watching chat because my hands are brown with cinnamon. I feel like it needs to be pressed down a little here, though. It smells good. All right, let's cut this one out. See, I think this clay, after it sat for a little bit, it's a little bit more, I can move it a little better. Let's cut it there. It's not perfect, but it's still, I can feel the moisture in it. Now you could do bread dough, you could use Play-Doh, cornstarch. We used to make cornstarch ornaments out of cornstarch and flour. Which was kind of like a bread dough, I guess. I remember I carved an apple. I didn't think to save an apple. I ground them all up. But I carved an apple once, made an apple head doll. And my mother told me, she said, "You better not leave that out. A mouse will come and chew its nose off." Well, I didn't put it away one night. Sure enough, a mouse came and chewed the nose off. Mom was right again. I'm going, "But that just means you got mice in the house, Mom. You need a cat to get rid of your mice." Oh, they had stray cats around her house, but we didn't have cats in the house. We had mice. We didn't have that many mice, but there was a mouse that found my apple head doll and chewed on it. Now I had to throw it away. Poor mouse. Wouldn't have any more dinner. I don't know how these are going to dry. They could crack. Just like my, but they've got enough Mod Podge in there, they shouldn't crack. Because they've got enough glue as a binder. I would think that they would be okay. But would think, could be wrong. Deb is laughing. "I hope it works because they'll be cute," Deb says. Allie K says, "Let it sit. Mode's better. Who knew?" Martha Stewart knew. Yeah, Martha Stewart knows everything, doesn't she? Yeah, you let it set for 6 hours, and then you turn it over so that it doesn't warp. Now, I would think that you could put a book or something on top of it. You know, put a piece of wax paper on top of these, and I might do that. Put a wax paper on top of them, and then put a book on top of them, on the wax paper, to keep them from curling up. And then she, of course, has glitter, Martha Stewart glitter, and it's probably German glass glitter, knowing Martha Stewart. All right, I think I'll put a hole right here for a string. Okay, let's get the, so there's my second one. Let's put it out. See if I can't just scoosh it off here. I'm gonna push some of this cinnamon off so it doesn't fall on my rug. And it kind of is stuck down to the, there. Now, I'm just going to scoosh it off the table onto my composition book, like this. And then I'll take it over to the canvas and scoosh it off of the composition book onto my canvas over there. So let me turn around and do this one. It's got a little, needs a little pattern there. We'll see how they turn out. All right, let's go for the third one. I hope I'm not boring you guys. Let me look at chat. Let's see. Allie K said, Deb said Martha let her dough sit for an hour before cutting out the shape. Oh, really? Is that what it says? Let the dough sit for an hour? Well, maybe that's why my second one went better, because it sat for probably 15 minutes. And this probably has sat for another 15 minutes while I was doing the second bird. Artie Dar says, hands to God and heart in hand. Cookie cutter shapes out of one of those was my favorite ones. Deb says, tornadoes going through central Missouri? Oh no, Deb, you stay safe. You stay safe. Tornadoes in December? Not fair. It didn't say to let the dough set for an hour, did it, in the video? I didn't hear that part. Are you reading it or are you listening to the video? Did I miss it on the video? You're a bit questioning about the apple chunks going bad. I don't think I have that many apple chunks in here. And if I hit one, I throw it out. And apple sauce, I think it's just adding moisture to, I think the purpose of that is to add moisture to the dough. And I think the glue is the binder. Now, I could be wrong. I need to get another wax paper out. You let your air dry in the molds. It took a while. Mine didn't have glue though, but the texture was so cute for the bird. Really? Hi, Jude. Yeah, it's got Mod Podge in it. What did I do with that wax paper down here? Oh, my hands are so full of cinnamon. Let me get this out. Oh, there it is. It's behind me. Oh, there's nothing like making a mess. Let me tell you, that's what's so fun about this stuff, is you get to make a mess. Now see, though, I think this is drying out a little too much because I can see it cracking along the edges. But let's just press it down, press it together. And I'm only going to make 4 of them. So come out a little bit more here. Yeah, there's a chunk. I'm throwing the chunks away, Deb. I think they'll be okay. It isn't that chunky, just a few here and there. I'm not worried about rotten apple chunks. Maybe I should be. We'll see if these dry without cracking. That's my concern. It's got enough glue in it that I wouldn't think that it would, but you get fooled with that stuff. You get fooled. Mary has more fun making failures than anything. I followed the recipe, but the recipe seemed awfully dry to me. Where's my X-Acto knife? And so I added more applesauce, and then I was worried that it didn't have enough binder in it, so I added more glue. I didn't add any more cinnamon, though. Did I? I don't think I did. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look at the video. But it does seem more pliable the longer it's set. Because, see, I couldn't even pick this much up off of that first bird that I did. So it seems like it is a fact if you let it sit a little bit, it is a little bit more pliable. I could be wrong, but it just seems to me like it is. Easier to pick up. I'm not going to pick this up. I'm going to have to clean my X-Acto knife. It smells good. It smells good. Guess I can make a cinnamon bread boy instead of a gingerbread boy. Make a cinnamon bread boy out of the remainder. Just kind of loosely cut him out. That might be fun to do. I think this is going to work here. I think I got that bird pretty good. Let's pat down the edges here, kind of rough. And of course, I'll have to show you, this is Friday night. I'll show you in my Sunday night stream how they turned out, if they turn out. Well, I'll show you even if they don't turn out. If they dry by, and they'll dry by Sunday night, I'll decorate them. And I'll have to hunt out my glitter because that's how she decorates hers, with glitter. A little glue and glitter. Alrighty, I'm good with that. Let's poke a hole in it. Well, I'm not really good with the tail yet, though. Let's press that tail in a little. Alright, let's give a hole here in the center. Smells good when I put my nose over it. All right, we're going to transfer that over to the canvas. How about a cinnamon boy and a cinnamon girl after I get done? Because I think I'm going to have leftover. I only got one bird left to go here. Yeah, see, it's on the composition book. I'm going to move it over here to my canvas. I just have that, not the one that I did the weaving on, but I got two of them in a package. I'll be smelling cinnamon in here and probably cleaning it up like glitter. All right, let's do another one. I'm going to throw all this stuff away here on my desk. It's time to wipe up the crumbs here. Look, I got all the cinnamon. I guess I'm going to have to make some cinnamon rolls. This hasn't been opened, so I'll use the big for crafty stuff. I'll have to look up some more directions for crafty ornaments using cinnamon. All righty. Well, I got it all over here now, too. Oh, Mary, you've made a mess, haven't you? Yes, Mom. That's why we put you in your own room. Hide you from everybody else in the house. All right, that's pretty good. My hands feel a little sticky from that Mod Podge. All right, let's get another wax paper out. I'm reaching for it. Let me go down to the bottom of chat. Good night, Deb. Have a great weekend. Thanks for streaming tonight. You made a beautiful wreath and you showed us how to make that big puffy bow. I sure enjoyed the streams today. Good streams all the way around. And it was so good to have Shelly back with us. Yay! Shelly is so excited to move into her new house. I'll bet she's ready to get settled. I know just moving myself was a job. When you have to move a household like that, miles away, across the ocean, that has to be a super job. You know, and boxes and boxes and boxes. She's probably ready to unpack and have a life again. Oh, there's Crafty Mamas. She says, good night, Deb and Mary Lou. Good night. Thought I felt a hair in there. Good night, Deb. Good night, Mary Lou. Sweet dreams. This feels a little dry to me yet, though. It just feels a little dry. You can tell it. We're just going to use it anyway. I'm going to take a little water and my water's clean. My water is clean. I got clean water tonight. Cleaned out my brushes, and I just want to pat that down a little to make it less crumbly. And this is my last bird. Needs to be a little bit wider. I don't want it too thin. Yeah, I'll just make it a little bit wider. A teeny bit wider. Don't crack it, Mary. You already cracked your Santa head. I did find fiberfill. Oh, and I was telling you guys about getting that fiberfill. Oh dear. Finally, I told her to get on the other side of the aisle, and I took a bolt of fabric that didn't have much fabric left on it, and here's the top shelf. The fiberfill was setting up here on the top shelf. I took the bolt of fabric and I pushed real hard, and it went up and over, Andy, over. I finally got my fiberfill. The last two, well, one package, I didn't want the big box of it. They were selling a big box of it for $28, and I didn't want that. And then we found one, and it was too little. I didn't have enough for my Santa in that one, and I saw another one up there, and that's the one. Well, I got the little one, but I also got the other one that we did the Andy over on. But there's no more fiberfill at that Walmart. Then I had to go hunting for the styrofoam balls. And I'd had to do a couple trips around the craft aisles. I finally found them in the floral department. And then I did find some in the craft department later, but the ones in the floral department had more airways in them, I thought, were more porous. Some of those styrofoam balls are crunched together pretty. There's no air in them. And then the ones that have, the floral ones are more porous, and I thought those would probably be what we wanted. So I'm going to try Eileen's suggestion of using I guess that's glue off of my finger. It's not hair, it's glue off of my Mod Podge off of my finger that's getting goopy. But we're just about done here. I'm going to use the rest of this and make a boy and a girl, I think. This is the last bird. And it is 10:14. I will probably sign off after I do these. I'm not planning on being on all night. I got enough to do to be on all night. I want to work on my dioramas. I want to work on my Santa Claus. I want to work in my art journal, my daily December, my December daily. That needs a little, I don't know if I can mend that there or not. But I got plenty to do. I'm not lacking for inspiration, that's for sure. All right, let's just kind of fix these edges a little. I don't know, some of this is... We're going to see how these birds turn out. If they'll be cracked up birds or if they'll be pretty dried birds. I'm hoping for the best. And if they don't turn out, I'll blame Martha Stewart. I'll say, "It didn't work, Martha." She said, "Did you follow the recipe, Mary?" I'll say, "I tried." "Let me see your video." Mary. I don't think it was Martha who did the video. It's probably one of her crafty editors, crafty folks that did the video. All right, we're going to move this one off. I feel like I need to wet down the edges just a little, you know, like on a pie crust. Do you ever do that on a pie crust? If the edges are a little crumbly, just take a little water and smooth it out. That's what I'm doing. All right. Let me move this one off. It'll move. Let me get the crumbs off here. What did I do with my... I'm moving the crumbs off because I don't want them falling on the floor. Alrighty, that's good. Let me move this one off my desk. We'll see how he goes. And I'm just putting the book right up to the edge of the table and scooshing him right off from the table onto my composition book. And from the composition book over here to the... And I guess I really can't put a book on top of them because then they probably wouldn't dry. They wouldn't get any air to dry. So I'm just going to leave them out. I'll check them in the morning. That'll be 6 hours. I got to fix this wax papers. Not right. There we go. Now, I've got some left. Let's see what I can do with what's left here. Let me get some more wax paper off. Let's see if I can do a boy and a girl, a gingerbread boy first, and then if I have enough left, I'll do the How did that go? Patty cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Roll them and roll them and roll them and throw them in the pan. Is that how it goes? Now, let's just dump it out here. Oh, I must have two. Oh, this is the ice cream container here. Good, I didn't mess that up. There's a Cool Whip container inside of it. I can just throw that Cool Whip container away. See, it feels a little crumbly after a while. That just feels crumbly to me. It feels crumbly. I don't know whether to add applesauce or glue. I think I'll add some more glue. I need Becky's scraper tool that she always uses. I forget what she calls it. She has this big flat scraper tool. They use them when they cook. I don't know what they're called, but that would come in handy right about now. Roll it and pat it and mark it with a B and put it in the oven for baby and me. Roll it and pat it and mark it with a B. Hi, Carla. Hi, Rhonda. I think it's roll it and pat it, not cut it. Oh, what did I say? Did I say cut it? See, I got glue on my hands that's peeling off, and I thought there was a hair in it, but it was a string of glue off of my fingers. Not to worry, it's just glue. All right, I'm going to see if I can't get a gingerbread, a cinnamon bread boy out of this. And I'm just going to draw it out with my paintbrush on the edge. It's got one of those scraper edges. And I'm going to start up here with the head. Oop, I might need to do it with the knife. I'm going to start with the head. Got a little. And I'm going to give him an arm. Another arm. Gosh, it was easier to cut it with the pattern, wasn't it? All right, well. Of course, he's facing this way. So he's got to have a body and a leg. A body and a leg. This leg's coming out a little bit too far. He says, don't blame me if one of my legs fall off. I think that's pretty good. I don't know if I have enough to get a girl out of here. We'll see. It'd be interesting to see if we could make one out of coffee grounds. I've got coffee grounds out there for about a week. I've been saving them for about a week. About 5 days worth of coffee grounds. And you make it about the same way. I'm not going to buy more Mod Podge. I'll use school glue. They didn't specify a kind of glue. They just said white glue. I think they probably used Elmer's too. I could be wrong. Yeah. That's a girl right there. That's my future girl. I'm gonna put her in the bucket there. Because I want to move this wax paper. All these crumbs. Yeah, they're a little crumbly. It still smooches together. All right, let's smooth out his borders of him here. Rough edges. Yeah, looks like that's a little crumbly there. It does have enough glue in it. It should bind together. We'll see. Smells good anyway. All right, where are we going to put the hole? Right up at the top of his head. Because he's going to have to hang on a tree. Okay. Let's push all this off of my paper. He just doesn't seem, he seems a little rough around the edges to me. Let me pull him a little here, and I'm going to put him over and let him dry too. With the birds, the boy and the birds. All right, I'm going to try to make a girl. I don't know if I have enough. She might be a little girl. Let me scooch him off my desk. I'm keeping the book level with the desk as I pull on him. And we'll put him over here in the corner. In my little corner over there. Oh. Uh-oh. I have to turn this wax paper so it doesn't dry on my other birds. There. I tell you, it's a challenge You can clean and clean and clean your room. But as you work, it's a challenge to keep it clean. I showed you my desk this morning. I've got stuff all over my desk over here. This weekend, I'm cleaning that desk off again. All right. Let's see what I can do here. I got 2 Cool Whip containers in there. I'll wash those and I'll throw this one away. I might have enough here. It's pretty flexible. I think I'll work just a little bit. Well, maybe not. Maybe it will stay together. We'll see here. It feels a little dry. I think I'm going to put a little more glue in it. It just feels dry to me. And we're just going to mix it up here. Let it saturate in. With all that Mod Podge, it should stick together, I'll tell you. I put enough Mod Podge in these to kill a cow. Don't tell Martha. Don't tell Martha. Did you guys ever watch Off the Ranch? He's a veterinarian and they take care of rescue animals and they heal them and everything. But he's a veterinarian and he always does crazy things on the side. And he's always saying, don't tell Mare. Mare's his wife. Don't tell Mare. Well, here it's don't tell Martha. See, I need it to stick together more. That's why I put more Mod Podge in there. It might take more than 6 hours to dry. But it just feels better. It feels more like clay with that in there. All right. And what we don't have here, what we don't use from this, I'll throw away because I'm about done with this. I'm about done. Don't tell Mare. Don't tell Martha. This is a little thinner though, too. Alrighty. I'm not watching chat. My hands are cinnamon hands. Alrighty. Thank you to the mods that are here taking care of all the trolls. I don't know if I've had any tonight, but I've sure had them this week. Alright, I'm going to do a little girl here. So we're going to cut out her head. And we'll do an arm. And another arm. That arm might be a little fat. We'll see. And then she's going to have a dress on. So she's going to come. See, that's kind of dry in there. She's going to come like that. And like that. And I guess I'll just have a dress like this. That'll be my little girl. My little gingerbread girl. My little cinnamon bread girl. Cinnamon bread? Well, I guess you could have cinnamon bread. Smooth out her edges here. I don't know if I'm ready to throw that away. I've still got dough left. This arm is pretty fat. Her arms are pretty fat. I might have to shave them down a little. You've got fat arms, little girl. That's a little better. Okay, we're just going to leave it like that. Let's see what I have here. I've still got some dough left. Let's scoot this over. And let's do something else here. I just can't throw it away. Too much applesauce and Mod Podge and cinnamon in it. Oh, that may need to be, let's press that out again. Make that a little fatter. Oops, took some of that star off with it. All right, we'll throw this away. I will throw this away, I promise. There it goes, right in the trash. Oh, that cinnamon rose right off my hand. Let me do that. It wipes right off into my litter bag there. Let's get it off of my thumb, too. Ew. See? It came right off. Enough to handle the rest of the stream. All right, let me clean this mess up here. I need to poke holes in them so that they'll And I need these to be a little neater. We'll take these out and I'll put a new blade in my X-Acto knife and clean that up. I don't have much Mod Podge left in here, but what I have I'll use. Clean the cover of it off. Ugh, look, it peels right off. Let me. Oh, uncomfortable. Ew. Feels like Mary's been making mud pies. Feels like Mary's been making mud pies, only they're cinnamon pies. All right, I need the towel, the sweeper. Get all these crumbs halfway off. Let's shape this up a little. I don't know how this star is going to turn out. It was just a afterthought. And I'm pushing this off of my paper here, the crumbs off my paper, because I want to move my paper. Okay, they need hollows. Let's give her a hanger hole here. And one in here. Okay, let me move this off and then I'll clean up my crumbs and I'll come out and chat. And I'm going to leave this one on the composition book. And just set it down over here and let them dry. Okay, let me clean up my mess here a little. Applesauce. That's gone down the trash and the garbage. Nobody's going to eat that. I'm going to throw the bird patterns away. Let me put the lid on it. I'll take that out and throw it out. I got cinnamon. I really didn't need to buy that big jar after I had those little ones, but I thought, oh, maybe I want it. I'll use it up, I said. All right, let me throw this away. I've got a trash bag over here to the side. And then let me clean off this mess. Get my desk halfway clean and clean my utensils. That's a part of it all, is cleaning up afterwards. Looks like I permanently colored it over there. Nothing. Alrighty, that's good. I'll take all that out in the kitchen and clean it. Okay, let me come out and chat. And then we'll say good night. Ginger Girl didn't have any legs. No, her dress was covering up her legs. She had her dress covering up her toes. Jude says, Carla, It has chocolate in the base of the mixture that gives it a real lift, along with a strawberry compote I make. It lifts that old tradition to another level. Ooh, that sounds good. Good night, Becky. She says, well, gang, I can't keep my eyes open. Have a great weekend. Yep, Becky, have a good weekend. Jude says, it's a way of helping one of those most venerable ones in our community. Do you mean vulnerable? And just showing love and compassion. And Anne said, yep, I guess somebody ate Sally's legs. Allie Kay's worrying about my ginger girl legs. The dress is covering up her toes. Her toes get cold, Allie Kay. Oh. Thank you, Rhonda, for taking care of our... I think I'm on the trolls target. I think I'm on a troll target because nobody else had trolls in there, did they? In their chat streams? I think they got me targeted. Thank you, Rhonda, for taking care of the trolls for me. What did they say? I don't know what they're doing. What does that mean? T-E-C-H. V-A-W-R-T-E-C-H. I don't know what that means. I'm glad I don't know, too. If you don't have enough dough for the girl, just carve a bite out of her. Maybe I'll carve a bite out of her legs, Allie Kay. That's a good idea, just to carve a bite out of her. I hope your brother likes the smell of cinnamon. I think he does. He eats cinnamon rolls all the time. He buys cinnamon rolls. Allie Kay said, no, I messed it up, not you. You said, roll it, roll it, roll it. And put it, no, I said, and throw it in the pan. It's roll it, roll it, roll it, and throw it in the pan. Make me a cake as fast as you can. Patty cake, a baker's man. Make me a cake as fast as you can. Roll it, roll it, roll it, and throw it in the pan. Carla says, please take a moment. Thank you, Carla. Thank you, mods, for taking care of our... Yeah, it's a dough scraper. Thank you, Allie Kay. A dough scraper. That's that big tool that Aunt Bex uses. A dough scraper. Or she calls it something else, too. Let's see. Allie Kay. Yeah, it's roll it, roll it, roll it, and throw it in the pan. Not cut it. Yeah. And Allie Kay says, roll it and cut it and mark it with a B and put it in the oven for baby and me. See, that's different than what I've heard, but I like that version too. Which Eileen suggested that? Eileen Ingram. Eileen Ingram suggested that I get a styrofoam ball, one that's porous, and I found one. It's in my bag over behind me. I found one in the floral section, and it will allow you form your head around the styrofoam ball, but the styrofoam ball is porous enough. You don't want one that has really thick styrofoam. You know, some you think of those little styrofoam peanuts. Those are pretty thick. But if you go to the florist or in the floral section, you can get styrofoam that's pretty porous. You can see you can see the air pockets in it. And she says having air pockets in it will help the air circulate more, and so that air dry clay can dry out more evenly and won't pull apart. That's what she's telling me. This is where Deb left. Deb said that she read that letting the dough set out for an hour. So she read it in the directions, and I just listened to the video. Yeah, okay. Well, I don't know, though. It seemed like if it set for a little while, it would form a little better, but if you let it set too long, I found that it dries out again, and I added more Mod Podge to it, and that's what's making my hands all sticky here. I've got Mod Podge on them. Yeah. They smell good, though, but they're pretty cinnamony. Okay, let's go down to the bottom. No, it's Aileen. It's Elaine Ingram. Who did I say? Who did I say? Aileen? It's Elaine Ingram. Elaine Ingram. Who did I say? I'll have to listen to who I said. Elaine Ingram. I thought I said Elaine. Everyone has had trolls this week, Riri says. Okay, thank you, Riri. Oh, Eileen? Oh, I said it, Eileen. Oh, I might have. Yeah, it's Elaine. Thank you, Allie K. Yeah, I think I said it wrong before because I think I did say Eileen. Yeah, you're right. It's Elaine. Elaine Ingram. She's the one who is in Deb's, not Deb's, Dee Dee's. Dee Dee streams and Janet Young streams she goes to a lot. She's in that crowd. She knows a lot. She knows a lot, which is why I went and bought styrofoam balls and styrofoam balls. She said, go buy balls. So I said, okay, I will. I had a hunt for them in Walmart, though. Yeah, you're right, Allie K. I think I said it wrong. I'm sure not perfect when I stream, am I? No, not perfect at all. Well, you guys, it's almost 11 o'clock, so I'm going to let you guys go. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you guys for hopping with us. We sure had a good hop tonight, didn't we? I threw all my birds away. I put one out here. I might get one off of the... Let's do that. Let's go. Let me go grab a bird. Oh, wait, before I do that, let me show you what I got at the thrift store when I went. I found some more ties. You know what I'm going to do with these ties? I happen to be watching Whispering Cauldron, who made those balls, those fabric balls, wrap balls. I think these ties would be excellent for that. I found in that they had 4 or 5 bags of them, but I said, no, I better, they're $5 a bag. So I said, I'm going to stop with 1 bag, but I couldn't resist getting at least 1 bag. Let me grab a bird here and put it out for a thumbnail. Little bird, you stay nice and straight. I think this is the first one I made, and it's already kind of drying. I'm going to put this little bird for my thumbnail. Alrighty. Have a great weekend. Thank you guys for coming. You saw somewhere an apron made of those ties. Oh, really? Of Christmas ties. Oh, I'll bet that was pretty. I'll bet that was nice. Yeah, I think I'll cut them up in strips and roll some into ball shapes for like decor items. I think that would be fun. So have a great weekend. And I'm going to borrow a line from Roy and say, do something to make yourself smile this weekend. Do something, have a great day, and do something that makes you smile. Bye.